Hello guys, it's me, Janne, and today I'll be showing you 3 of my favorite stages in Dirt Rally. And yes, I said to you in the comments that I'd be doing 5, but it would make a really long video, so I'll be only covering the 3 of my favorites. Hope you enjoy. The car that I'll be driving today is Mini John Cooper Works World Rally car. It made its debut in 2011 Rally Sardinia, and it is said to be one of the best rally cars ever made by no one. But I like it, and let's move on to the first stage. The first stage is Waldobstieg in Germany. It's roughly about 6 kilometers long and it consists mostly of concrete and tarmac. Let me take you through it. And off the line, and first we have the left-hander that leads us to the straight where are some chicanes. The chicanes are made of hay rolls and they are extremely tricky to get right because you have to judge the braking points and how much speed you can carry through them and all that. I can confess that I have wrecked my car on those quite a few times. And now through the right-hander and past the new VW family model. And after that we go past the German rally fans expressing their joy and delight of being at the rally. Yay, hooray, I like rally. And it is easier to make a German laugh than it is to get this next junction right, because the bumps here are extremely hard and it makes the car bounce a lot. Oh, what a surprise. And that makes the braking really difficult because you can lock up your tires and go wide and or hit the rocks. Now through the chicane and past the lay-by, and there we have some more enthusiastic German fans, and you can cut on the left-hander quite a lot actually, but I didn't do it because last time I tried it I just lost control of the car and went to the stones on the right hand side, so I don't want to try that again. And now we're going to the fast part of the stage, and there are some concrete blocks almost all the time on either side of the road, so I think I'm pretty scared right now and there might be a few drops on my underpants. But that's enough about my underpants, unless you want to hear more about them. If you do, please say it in the comments and I'll make some more videos about my underpants. No, not really. Those 2 hairpins that I went by are incredibly fun to drive around, but they are really tricky because it's easy to clip those concrete blocks on the apex of the corner. And now we're approaching my favorite part of the stage, the forest section, and I got so excited that I almost lost control of the car. The rumor has it that if you drive through the forest section perfectly, you can legally change your name to Walter Röhrl. And these are the hairpins that pretty much make the stage, because they feel just so amazing to slide around. It feels better than going on a first date with a beautiful girl and managing to hold in a fart throughout the date, even though the date is 3 hours long. And now we have to hold in a couple of more farts, and then we can run on to the straight and towards the left-hander that leads to the downhill and the junction to the right. And I think this braking is actually a woman, because you can do everything right and still get it wrong horribly. Now we're approaching to the last corners of the stage through the dip, and there's a little jump to the left-hander, and after the left-hander there's slight right-hander, and now you can just go full throttle all the way to the finish. The second stage is this. I have no idea how to pronounce that name. It's 4.5 kilometers long and it's only gravel. Let me take you through the stage. And off we go, off the line. And the first thing that we notice is that the road is really narrow, so there's a lot of room for error. So basically this is like having a conversation with your girlfriend. The tiniest mistake can lead to your death. And now when we focus on the stage itself, it seems to be quite a fast one, at least in the beginning. And then there is this hairpin that is extremely fun to drive around, but quite tricky to get the braking right. And after the hairpin, we come to the fast part of the stage. And when you go through this unharmed, you are a bigger winner than United States if they can manage to survive the presidential seasons of Donald Trump. And after we have survived Donald Trump, here are some right-handers and there's a little jump that can be really deceptive. Yes, I have crashed my car multiple times on that corner. And now we are approaching to the left-hander with jump right over here. And now we come to a bit faster part of the stage that is filled with hairpins. And I know that Greece is kind of a poor country, so I think there was a sale on these hairpins as well, so they could buy just many of those and insert them to the stage. And there are actually quite a lot of those hairpins, like imagine the biggest number you know and then add 5 to it. There you have the number of the hairpins. And it's quite like a marriage. It's fun at first, but it gets boring after a while. And then it's just that same old over and over again. And I think that the stage designers must be DJ Khaled fans. Like, here's a hairpin, another one, another one, another one. And seems like they just never end. But there's a good side on this as well. If you're struggling with your hairpins, you can come over here and practice them by driving this stage over and over again. I think that was the last one of the hairpins. Now we approach once again a bit faster part of the stage, and there's some narrow parts like this one which is really difficult to get right, and I quite didn't manage it, but I don't care, that was good enough. And one thing that provides another challenge in this stage is the shadows, because you're going from really light place over a really shadowy place where you can see pretty much nothing unless you are a trained rally driver like myself. No, I'm not really a trained rally driver, I just wanted to say that because it sounded cool. And we have only a few corners left and off to the finish. And the last stage is the approach to Col de Turini, Monte. And it is roughly 4 kilometers long and it's mostly tarmac, but there are some corners covered in ice as well. Let me take you through the stage. And off the line we go, and the first thing that we notice that the roads are really narrow, so trying to get the car through the stage is harder than fitting an American to an European sports car, and you need to be extremely precise, otherwise you'll be damaging a car worth of hundreds of thousands in both cases. Having those cars on the side of the road bring a nice little detail to the stage, but I don't think that in real rallies there would be any extra cars or machinery on the road, because it would be extremely dangerous. Right, Rally Finland? I'm glad that I'm French nowadays and our rallies don't have any problems with the stages. Well, shit. But here we are approaching the tunnel, and the sound is amazing when you let go of the throttle and just hear the silence in the tunnel. And now we're approaching a few hairpins, and well, it's Monaco, you have to have hairpins. Monte Carlo without hairpins would be like a rally car with a 1-liter engine. Who would want that? Oh, they do those nowadays. Well then... Well, I can't think of anything else that would be funny to have in this joke, so just forget it, please, and think that I'm still funny. Thank you. And if you're wondering why I'm running this stage uphill, unlike the German stage, which was going downhill and I was praising it for that, is because I don't want too much downhill for one video, or someone might mistake it for Daniel Kvyat's Formula 1 career, since it's going all downhill this year. Oh, how I love the flow of the road. And once again there are some cars, so one could say that this stage is like heaven for Pastor Maldonado. So many cars to crash on the stage. And this would be hard for a NASCAR driver as well, because there are also some turns to the right. And now we are approaching the fine part of the Monte Carlo. There are starting to appear some ice patches on the road, which will make keeping the car under control under braking extremely difficult. and now around the final hairpin, and then to the straight, attacking to the maximum, and there will be one chicane before I reach the finish of the stage. And some idiot has left a sign over there on the road that takes away the best possible racing line on the corner. Those were the 3 of my favorite stages. I hope you enjoyed the video. Thank you for watching. Please like, share and subscribe, and leave me some comments on what you would like to see in the future. Thank you for watching, and I'll see you next week.